He feels strongly that it would be very beneficial for the Canadian people to be the 51st state of the United States. They wouldn't be paying for these tariffs. They'd have much lower taxes if they were part of our great country.
No further purchases of U.S. alcohol or new VLTs will be permitted through the AGLC until further notice. We just have to drink a bit more BC wine and Alberta craft beer and spirits, and that's just fine with us.
It's fair to say Canadians aren't taking Trump's tariffs laying down. They're going after the multi-billion-dollar American industry, alcohol.
I'm directing my government to assist our grocers and other retailers with labeling all Canadian products in our stores and ask them to voluntarily purchase their stock from vendors in Alberta, Canada, or countries that we share free trade agreements with that are being honored. Our government will also augment these efforts with a substantial advertising campaign to assist Albertans to more easily access information about where various products on store shelves are from. I understand as well that there's at least 4 apps that have been created in recent weeks and months that can assist Albertans in doing this. And fourth, my government will enter into free trade and labor mobility agreements with every province that is willing to do so. The goal is to have no exceptions, just free trade and free movement of Canadian workers right across our province. I also want to point out that Canada has a secret weapon in this trade conflict with the United States, a trump card, so to speak. And it is located directly under our feet, and it is called Alberta Energy. You see, Alberta happens to have one of the largest deposits of oil and natural gas on the planet. It is significantly larger and far more accessible than the quickly declining oil and gas reserves located in the United States. Whether the U.S. president wishes to admit it or not, the United States not only needs our oil and gas today, they are also going to need it more and more with each passing year once they notice their declining domestic reserves and production are wholly insufficient to keep up with the energy demands of U.S. consumers and industry, let alone having anything left over to export as they do today.
Trump's tariff war is chaotic. So you're forgiven if you don't know exactly where it stands. And that's a problem. That's part of the reason why our stock market is tanking, because investors don't like unpredictability. Trump revels in it, but it's really bad for the economy. And a lot of people who had 401k retirements who were thinking about retiring don't know if they can now. All of his games actually make a difference, a problem in American lives. But here's where it stands for now. So Trump has his trade war, and Canada responds with $30 billion of tariffs on products such as orange juice, peanut butter, coffee, appliances, footwear, cosmetics, motorcycles, and other paper products. Then Trump decides he wants more tariffs. And so Canada responds saying that they plan on putting tariffs on things like electric vehicles and trucks and steel, dairy, beef, pork, fruits and vegetables. Well, this would have had a major impact on our auto industry, electric vehicles, also on Tesla. And so Trump decides he wants to pause those tariffs because he got huge pushback. You know, the fact that he might literally tank our auto industry. He had huge pushback. So he paused it. Well, Canada is saying, well, you know, you're playing a game with us. One day you are making these big announcements about tariffs. Another day you're pausing these tariffs. And so they have said that they are willing to pause their retaliatory tariffs on the trucks and the cars and the auto, but they are moving forward on their initial $30 billion tariffs. And they feel as if they are in a trade war, that his pausing and unpausing, that they are on a trade war footing. And that's how they're acting. Justin Trudeau said that after his meeting, he said it was a chaotic, a colorful meeting. Colorful but productive meeting he had. I'm sure that were polite words. We've seen, you know, with the Zelensky meeting, how those meetings can go. But either way, you know, Canada is moving forward. They know that America is no longer friendly with its economy. They don't plan on determining their plans based on the whim of Trump because it changes day by day. So they plan on also continuing to charge 25% more for electricity that is shipped to 1.5 million Americans. Their electricity is shipped to places like Minnesota, New York, and Michigan. So working Americans are now going to have 25% more expensive electrical bills. You know, still we're here, still like in the middle of a very cold season. Then we move to summer, right? Where they are going to need more air conditioning. We're talking about impacts on everyday American lives. Trump continuing to be chaotic. Canada moving forward on a trade war footing, they say.
I did see the media report indicating that yet again, the president is sowing uncertainty and chaos, attempting to undermine our economy by implementing tariffs and then quickly pulling them off. He has realized what we told him from the beginning, which is that these tariffs hurt Americans. They hurt American companies. They hurt American workers. They hurt American families. And what's also hurting is the uncertainty that the continued threat and removal of tariffs has on our country here in Canada. My message for the Prime Minister, for my colleagues across the country, and it's one I'm sure they want to deliver to me too, is stand strong. We are not going to accept these continual threats, this continued uncertainty. We're going to stand up for Canadians. This is unacceptable. And we're going to ensure that the Americans understand how pissed off we are, how unified we are, how committed we are to working as a country to stand up for each other and our own independence on our own 2 feet. And I say we don't let up until the president takes the threat off the table.
So not only is Canada planning on retaliatory tariffs with this trade war that Trump started, but they're planning on actually pulling certain products from their shelves, not tariffs, but literally pulling their products, and specifically alcohol products made in America. And this is going to cost, according to reports, this Liquor Control Board of Ontario, which is one of the world's largest alcohol buyers, removed US made drinks from its shelves on Tuesday. And this board sells $1 billion of US alcohol a year. So that's $1 billion removed, $1 billion in sales removed from alcohol manufacturers, US American alcohol manufacturers, losing $1 billion of sales. This is where Trump's trade war takes us. It takes American workers, American companies losing money. This is not helping the American worker with their expenses and their paychecks. This is about companies losing money.
Okay, this order, it's a wonderful order. It's a beautiful order. This order is pulling American booze off the liquor mart shelves.
So we have a situation, all because of Trump's trade wars, where Canada not only is imposing tariffs on American products, making electricity more expensive for some Americans, not having some American goods on their shelves, but they've created at least 4 apps. That way Canadians can look to see whether or not their products they're thinking about buying are made in America in order to purposely not buy American-made goods. This is where we're at with our very friendly neighbor. There's no reason to be in a trade war with Canada. This is where Trump takes us. This is where we're at. Maybe somebody here needs to create an app so we can make sure not to buy companies that donated to Trump's inauguration and to his re-election fund. Maybe someone out there can create that app. But Canadians are already creating apps consciously choosing not to spend their money to support Trump and his trade war.
But you guys know, and you're ignoring what's going on, that these tariffs are bad for Americans. A majority know that it will raise costs. That's the reason they had to walk them back. And don't talk to me about India and the Indians being on Harley Davidsons. Talk to me about the automakers.
Move on
Stop
to
it.
Dana,
No,
because
just
we
one
have no
second
time.
here. 82% of Americans want Trump to be focused on the economy. Only 36% said that he's actually doing that. They know the tariffs are a loser. Howard Lutnick is trying to backtrack. Scott Bessent trying to backtrack on it. Well, it will bankrupt people.
Can't get enough Meidas? Check out the Meidas Plus Substack for ad-free articles, reports, podcasts, daily recaps from Ron Filipkowski, and more. Sign up for free now at MeidasPlus.com.